it's Leo, and in this video we are going to talk about episode 9 from Fairy Ranmaru, an Uru episode which was very interesting. We got to learn a lot about Uru and he opened up. Oh my god, what was that ending? It was super sweet. I loved it. This episode was very interesting because it showed a victim that had problems with her mom. Her mom was having an affair with another man, and she believed her mom was the victim and that other man was tricking her, that he was tricking her mom and her mom was doing it against her will, and she wanted her mom to be saved. It created a nice parallel to Uru's story with his own mother, and I'm pretty sure he felt connected to her story. That's why he wanted to help her so bad, even though he has his responsibilities as fairies and he takes it very seriously. Right at the start of the episode, we see that Uru's mom took her own life. And that is very important because so far we didn't really know what happened to her. We only knew that the Ignis clan head was punished, and we knew that they were having an affair. And that's it. Now we know that she killed herself, and it's important for Uru for a couple of reasons, and one of them is we see that Uru likes to paint. He is an artistic person, and there was a painting of his mom. So it seems that he painted his mom. Now he only paints flowers and nature and like things that aren't like you don't need an emotional attachment to a beautiful place for you to paint it. So I don't feel like there is an emotional involvement of his with his art. And it's very interesting that at the start of the episode we also have his relationship with Homura being put to test again. We see that he saved Homura back in episode 7, and he said that he just did it because he is the one who is going to kill Homura. And in this episode we basically understand what really happens in Uru's mind. We see lots of flashbacks with him and his family, and his father saying that his mom was tricked by the Ignis clan, and it's forbidden by law. We already know that the queen does not allow fairies to have relationships. She is the one that chooses the relationships, and on top of that, fairies from different clans can't have relationships among themselves. So this is another law that I don't think we knew that, but now we know. And Uru's father made it very clear to him that his mom was being tricked by the Ignis head clan. He just did it to affect the Aqua clan as a whole. For us that already saw the head of the Ignis clan in past episodes, we know that that's not true, and we know that his feelings for that woman were true, and he was serious about them. So talking about the victim of the week, everything felt very corny, very black and white as we see in most episodes. So there was not really a nuance there, but there was also this idea that her mom was being tricked by the man, just like Uru thought about his own mom. So when it came to the fighting moment of the episode, which was, by the way, probably the prettiest fighting scenario we ever had in Fairy Ranmaru, in every episode everything's very artistic and very pretty, but this one was probably the prettiest so far. Very beautiful. And when it came to the actual fight, it was an interesting setup because we had a very disgusting thing and a very disgusting scene. And at that scene, I didn't really understand. Like, Uru was infected. Like, they infected him. The monster infected him. And there was a scenario in which there was a clone of his mom and there was a clone of her lover. And his mom was defending her lover, and her lover was like, I'm tricking her, which was what Uru thought, that what happened prior to the events of Fairy Ranmaru. So that was a weakness of him. He couldn't fight against his mom, even though he was very angry about what was going on. And another interesting thing was he was infected, he couldn't do anything, he was getting defeated in the fight, and the other fairies could not help him because they couldn't really reach his heart. And that was basically the setup for this fighting scene. They couldn't reach his heart, so they couldn't help him. And based on the other episodes, we saw that the villain, Sirius or Chauka, he always stays in the shadows, and then he's trying to attack the fairies like he did with Homura in his episode. In this episode, he couldn't because he also couldn't reach Uru's heart. But who came to save him? Homura. Homura was still weak, but he transformed and jumped on to save Uru. And it was a very interesting thing because that just means that Homura is able to reach Uru's heart. Different than the other fairies, different than the villain, different than everyone else. The only one who can really reach Uru's heart is himself, is Homura, his biggest rival. And the rivalry now is very clear. He thinks and he blames the Ignis clan to what happened to his mother, which is understandable. If we think of this as an emotional thing, it's very understandable. But now, in this episode, after the fight and after seeing everything, he came to terms with what happened to his mom. When he was a child, he always arrived in his mom's chambers, and when he did, once her mom was having sex. Like, this episode was very erotic, and his mom was having sex with the Ignis head clan, and the Ignis clan head. So he saw that, and he saw that she was feeling a lot of pleasure, and she was feeling hot because it's the Ignis clan, it's fire. So it's different than the Aqua clan. And so she was having this intimate moment, feeling a lot of pleasure. And the way that the scene was drawn was also very artistic, very pretty, like with the glowing lines of the characters. I loved it. And ultimately, I thought that this was a good scenario, for Uru to come to terms with his feelings. And after the fight and everything else, we saw that the mother of the victim died. She killed herself. It was the same scenario of Uru's mom. Like, Uru could really understand that. And at the same time that he understood that his mom killed herself, he also understood that she did it, but she was feeling happy with the affair she was having. And that wasn't the reason. The reason was probably everything else. And so when he went on to talk with Homura at the end of the episode, he really came to terms with that. And he told Homura that his mom was happy when he saw her for the last time. She was smiling, even after she died. She died in peace because she knew that what she did was not wrong. And now Homura has to come to terms. Uru has to come to terms with his own feelings because he never really dealt with the fact that he lost his mother. He dealt with that by feeling angry towards the Ignis clan. But now he understands the Ignis clan isn't responsible for what happened. Now he really gets the whole picture. And so he has to come to terms with his feelings. And basically what he's feeling is sadness. That's what happens when you lose someone you love, which he lost his mom. And when he can't blame someone else, when he can't blame like an outside figure, the anger goes away and you have to deal with your feelings. And Homura let him deal with his feelings. Uru was able to cry for his mother's death. We didn't really see this happening prior to this, so it was a very beautiful moment. Homura letting him open up. It was super, super nice. Homura hugging him, and he felt the fire. Just like his mom felt when she was with Homura's dad, he was feeling it with Homura. I love them together. Like, my ship. My biggest ship, I love them. Girl, I can't. There are also two other interesting things to comment on this episode. One is, after the fight was over, Chalka told Ranmaru that when the 5 elements come together, something bad will happen, just like it happened in the past. And Ranmaru was left out. He was left out. He was cast out by the 5 elements. When all the elements came together, Ranmaru was cast out. What happened? Is the queen, like, the queen is hiding something. What is she hiding? What really happened in the past? Like, girl, I'm so curious. And at the end of the episode, we see Takara saying that the worst is yet to come. The villains that are attacking, okay, nothing really big happening. I think that Takara is talking about something else about the fairy realm. I don't know, I'm confused. I just don't know. Anyway, I am confused. I am trying to piece things in my mind. I just can't make it out. I'm pretty sure next week we're going to have another interesting episode. It's probably a Takara episode, so we have 2 episodes for each of the guys. And then probably craziness coming. I can't wait. Anyways, this was my view on episode 9. Please leave a comment with yours. Let's keep talking in the comment box below. And I want to take this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinema channel. If you are a member, I really appreciate it. And I'm really thankful that you believe in Magical Cinema. And if you've watched up until now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye bye.